Hello, this is Tom Cloud with my bi-monthly precious metals market update. Today we've asked for an update. A lot of people talking about digital currency. So what I'm going to do is go back from some of my notes. The first time we talked about it in March of 23, just a year ago, and give an update. And I'll be reading some of this, some of the issues here, rather than my normal just come out and talk about what you want to talk about. But the digital currency, when we first introduced potential of it almost a year ago, 11 months ago, we looked at, we kept having a determination as you did research that it was tyranny. And of course, the definition of tyranny is a nation under cruel, oppressive government. Number two, a cruel and unreasonable or arbitrary use of power or control by a government. Certainly that's what this is about. This is about that because our currency is becoming unacceptable in the world. Just when I was in Germany in December, they wouldn't even take dollars. They wouldn't even take dollars. So you got to be sure as you look at this what your money is in. So anyway, on March the 9th, 2023, President Biden called for the federal government to consider a digital currency, a central bank digital currency. And remember who owns the central banks. That's a story for another day. But the government was given till 9/22 to come back with suggestions to President Biden and his experts on the field as to what they would do what it would do to the U.S. dollar the way it is now. And the government came back on 9/9/22 and basically put us in the dark. We don't know where we stand exactly. From a time in March, we were told everything would be ready or we would be brought up to date on this new currency they were going to put out to help you. We're here to help you. We're here to be sure that your currency is strong. It's just the opposite. When you be assured, it's just the exact opposite of that. So we even had some writers saying, done deal, thing is done. But what does it bring when it does come, when the central bank does come? The FBI and Justice Department have moved ahead with a team for the CBDC. Some refer to the digital as digital cops. We're seeing a lot of people that are involved in this for the government are being labeled digital cops. That alone is a bad name. These will be, some will be appointed to oversee it all. There'll be like a government person that holds a position to head the currency. There'll be a tie between the central banks and their own banks. So what we look at is, let me go here to the next page. It brings big push to say things will be better and easier. This seems to be their storyline, even though nothing's been said since March, except a little bit here and a little bit there. But to think the CBDC is a good thing for the government, or a good thing for you, you've got to be kidding. I mean, really, you've got to look at it. And even though you may not have a choice, you can position yourself earlier and get in a better position financially by doing asset allocation and bringing in several different categories like gold and silver that we represent, but also real estate and art and Bitcoins and all this other stuff has a place in a balanced portfolio. And the one we can help you with is the gold and silver and precious metals. But the thing also to realize is that the government will be able to freeze any account on with all their computer stuff they'll have. They'll be able to see anything that they don't like the way it looks. They tie it to a drug dealer here or a drug dealer there, and basically they put your asset frozen, even though you've done absolutely nothing. And you look at this and you realize any movement you have is going to be monitored by the government under this new digital currency when it comes. Another alt is that we'll drive the economy negative. Well, if that does, then certainly gold is the huge winner, because there is a possibility very easily that we could see it driven to low interest rates, zero interest rates, and a recession. And if so, like 2008 and 9, while stocks were going down 38%, gold went up 12% over that 2-year period. So you look at it and know that it's just how much percentage do you want to get in it. Makes 1 to 2% off of your money sitting in banks that must be bought by other banks. So you got them with that, and when they get to this digital bank, they'll even have more control, and it'll be more than 1 or 2%. That'll probably be an ongoing, call it a fee, if you'd like to. Another thought is it will drive the economy negative, as we said, and it'll weight the vulnerabilities of the system. We'll see those begin to crack around the world. They'll be adjusted. Other countries will come in. The U.S. Digital currency will merge with something else. They'll have to, because they don't. With our debt, we owe the Chinese and Japanese over $20 trillion and got a $34 trillion budget deficit. Last year, we had an extra trillion just in interest that drove it from 33 to 34 trillion. And we're going to have another $1 trillion year just in interest when it was only 300 billion 3 years ago. The interest has tripled. So that's going to continue to do that. So are you where you want to be with your assets? And that is the question. Your assets you're making a bad mistake if you're just loaded into stocks and bonds and that's it. History's proven it over and over. But just look with now, central banks are driving the gold market. What do central banks know that you don't know? They know that gold is the investment beside treasuries. I mean, they're probably much better than real estate because they can only count real estate at 50% of appraised value, and where they can count gold at full value. So last year when gold went up 13.5%, some people accredited about half of that to the central bank's purchasing, and that would be very close to being right. Another alert right this minute is we talked last year about the Ukrainian fertilizer, and it was dropping the food supply worldwide due to the lack of fertilizer. Well, look what happened in the last 2 weeks. We've been hit in the Red Sea with the 2 biggest fertilizer ships ever. They got blasted, and the tonnage of fertilizer that went to the bottom of the ocean is gone. I mean, it's going to be, I can tell you right now, there's going to be food inflation. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So you look at that and talk to your broker and see what he might have that could offer you from this disaster. And they're not through yet. I mean, these people are still blowing up big commercial ships that are coming through there, and that's going to continue. So in summary, I said gold does not need a growing economy to go up. We proved that in 2008 and 2009. We think the favorite products, because central banks buy COMEX bars that are tradable by the central banks. You can buy 1 ounce, you can have 10 ounce or 32.15 ounce kilo gold bars that have the lowest premium. But I think what you got to do is be ready, because the next announcement on this currency, whenever it comes, and it could easily come before the election to try to bring Biden in as saving the currency, is what many writers have done. But we also know the dollar value, as I do this morning, I think it's the 22nd here, is the dollar value still hanging right at 103. When it goes down, remember it's come from 123 to 103. Our currency worldwide is getting more unacceptable every day. So be careful to watch the dollar value when it goes below 100. It will then, in my opinion, and history has proven, it will go down, and for every 1% it goes down, gold's going to go up 2% approximately. So once again, give us a call at the office and talk to Dan or Catherine or myself at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812. If you're working on an IRA, many of our clients are retiring baby boomers. You need to move to 2 IRAs and out of a 401k where you can have your hard asset IRA, and we can be your broker, and we can give you a guideline to look for your custodian on that. Then you have a stock and bond IRA. So go from one 401k to Dan will help you. We have a new expert coming on that area in May, and we'll even be more efficient in that than we are now. So a lot of things going on. It's an exciting time to be alive. Just keep your faith, because things will change if you hang around long enough. So anyway, we can help you in any way. Give us a call. This is Tom Cloud signing out.